Hey guys, welcome back to another build video. So about a week ago I posted a negotiator build where I used the Iron Lung LMG, and making that video it just reminded me how much I love using the Iron Lung. Now I know it might not be the most powerful LMG out there, but for me personally I just find it the most fun to use. So I decided to put a build together that helps you get better use out of the talent that sets enemies on fire. So with that, let's take a look at this build. So for this build, I'm using 4 pieces of striker, the courier backpack, and a piece of palisade for the chest. So let's look at the striker stuff real quick. So the striker set gives weapon handling, rate of fire, and then the 4-piece bonus is striker's gamble. And this basically increases your weapon damage by up to 65% when you're at 100 stacks. And my mask has weapon damage, crit damage, and I have a crit damage mod on here. Then for the gloves, I have weapon damage, crit damage, knee pads, weapon damage, crit chance, and the holster, weapon damage, crit damage. Then for the backpack, I'm using the named backpack, the Courier. This is a piece of Hasberg, and this has 13% headshot damage, which is nice but not very important. This has armor, crit chance, crit damage, and I have a crit damage mod on here. And I'm using this for the talent Perfect Creeping Death. And this says when you apply a status effect, it's also applied to all enemies within 10 meters of your target. And this has a 10-second cooldown. So here you can see once I get my fire rounds, instead of lighting just the guy I'm shooting on fire, it lights everyone within 10 meters on fire. And with the way I've got this build set up, the burn duration lasts about 4.5 to 5 seconds. So since LMGs tend to suppress enemies behind cover, the burn is great for getting enemies out of cover, and then Creeping Death spreads the burn to other enemies which CCs them as well, and then you just get less bullets flying your way. So if you don't have the Courier backpack, you can roll the regular version of Creeping Death on any backpack. So I would use a piece of Petrov or a piece of Golan gear. So something like this right here. This has regular Creeping Death. This is going to have a 2 meter smaller radius and a 5-second longer cooldown. Then for the chest, I'm going to be using 1 piece of Palisade for the armor on kill, because I'm not going to be using the gunner specialization. And with the way I have this set up, this is the only way to get my armor back. So this has armor, and then mine has armor regen here, which I'd probably prefer either crit chance or status effect. And then this has crit damage, and I have a crit chance mod on here, and this has the talent obliterate on it. Then I didn't have a piece of Golan gear backpack to show you, so I'll just show you this chest instead. So Golan gear has this 10% status effect here, and this will increase your burn duration by around 1 second. So if you think that's worth it, then you can throw this in the build. If not, I would go with a piece of Palisade and the Courier, or a piece of Palisade and a piece of Petrov. Then for the weapons, obviously we're using the Iron Lung, and mine has 15 expertise in it. It has LMG damage, damage targets out of cover, and mine has crit chance down here. And this has the talent Ardent. And for this, basically after you shoot half your magazine, your rounds will ignite enemies. And the meter depletes pretty fast, so you have to be constantly shooting to really take advantage of the fire rounds. That being said though, what's nice about this talent is that you don't actually have to land any bullets for the meter to go up. So you can see here, I just shoot at nothing, the meter builds all the way up, and I can still light these guys on fire. Then for the skills, you can use whatever you want. I'm just using the Reviver Hive. I'm using the basic one with no mods. And I'm using the Striker Drone. And if you want a little bit more healing, you can use the Fixer Drone. But I think the Striker Drone as a distraction is just better. So in this setup, my drone is tier 0. I have 15 expertise in here and some mods that don't really do much because, again, this is just a distraction. Then for the modifiers, this build doesn't rely on modifiers at all, so you can use whatever you want. But for the active modifier, I'm using Assault Link, which gives me an extra 10% weapon damage. but you can use Security Link if you want for more armor, since this build has 4 non-blues. Then I'm using the best kind of defense, and this will give me an extra 30% headshot damage when I'm at tier 3 in both firearms and stamina. I'm using Loaded Up, which gives 25% of your crit chance as crit damage when you're at tier 5 in firearms. And then I'm using Multitasker, which gives you a nice boost of everything when you're at tier 5 in all attributes. And these are my stats at baseline of 321. So my crit chance is 52.5%, crit damage 148.6, armor is 1.16 million, 115,000 armor on kill, and a little bit of armor regen. So here's some of the numbers that this hits when you're at baseline of 321. So let's get Striker and Obliterate all the way up. Looks like 643,000 to the body and almost 900,000 to the head. And this is what it looks like when you're tier 5 in all attributes. So about 700,000 to the body, a little over 1 million to the head. Then we'll use the active modifier, 845,000 to the body, and 1.3 million to the head. And look at these stats. I'm at 87.5% crit chance, 192% crit damage, and a little over 1.3 million armor, and 134,000 armor on kill. Then last is the specialization. I'm using Firewall, mainly for this plus 20% burn duration. And then make sure you have LMGs down here selected for an increased 15% LMG damage. So that's the build, guys. Try it out and let me know what you think. Where does the Iron Lung rank in your list of favorite guns? Leave a comment down below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Reinforcements en route. Incoming hostiles detected. Supply room access unlocked.